philosophy. Hindu philosophy refers to philosophies, worldviews and teachings that emerged in ancient India. These Hindu philosophy includes 6 systems. Shad Darshana. Shad means 6. See, these are 6 Hindu philosophies. The first one is Sankhya philosophy, second one is Yoga philosophy, third one is Nyaya philosophy, fourth one is Vaisheshika philosophy, fifth one is Mimamsa, sixth one is Vedanta. These are also the Eastern systems of philosophy. As our India is in the eastern part of the world, we call the Hindu philosophy as Eastern systems of philosophy. Let us see the first philosophy of Hindu philosophy or Eastern systems of philosophy. It is Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy has been propounded by the great seer Kapil. The sage Kapil proposed this Sankhya philosophy. Scholars have interpreted the word Sankhya into 2 ways. One is Sankhya, which means number, and the second one is Gyan, which means knowledge. The second meaning of Sankhya is the knowledge of divine. The divine knowledge pertains to the knowledge about body and soul, spirit and matter. Here is the metaphysics of Sankhya philosophy. You would get a question, what is metaphysics? Metaphysics is made of 2 words, meta and physics. Meta means beyond. Physics means existence. Thus, metaphysics searches for the truth which is beyond the natural existence. What is metaphysics? The study of nature of man, nature of universe, nature of truth, nature of existence is metaphysics. The metaphysics of Sankhya is basically dependent on the following. One is theory of causation, second is Prakriti and Gunas, third one is Purusha or self, fourth one is evolution of the world. Let us see the first case, theory of causation, which is also called Satkaryavada. Aristotle argued that as everything is in constant state of change, we need to know its cause, how it comes to be and how it goes from potentiality to actuality. See this video. Here you can see the seed and the plant. The seed is called potential and the complete growth of the plant is actuality. In order to answer the questions, what is the cause of object, how an object comes, how it goes from potentiality to actuality, Aristotle developed the theory of causation. The theory of causation deals with 4 causes. First, material cause, second, formal cause, third, efficient cause, fourth, the final cause. Let me explain them further. Let us take an inanimate object, a wooden chair. The first cause is material cause. Material cause is the material the thing is made of. So for the wooden chair, the material used is wood. Now wood alone is not enough to make a chair. Then we have the second cause as formal cause. Formal cause is the actual form or shape the thing needs to be. So for the wooden chair, the formal cause would be 4 legs and the seat. To reach its purpose, there we need the third cause as efficient cause. Efficient cause is the external agent which cause the change in material into a desired form. So for the wooden chair, the efficient cause would be carpenter. And the final cause is the fourth cause of theory of causation. Final cause is when certain thing reaches its actuality and fulfills the purpose. So for the wooden chair, if the people can sit comfortable, it has reached its final cause. Let us take another example as a man or a human. The first cause, material cause, is its DNA. The second cause is formal cause, is the body structure, shape, size and all the organs. The third cause, efficient cause, would be the parents. And the final cause is the fourth cause, which is a man with completely successful, happy living with all his emotions and feelings. Let us discuss the second metaphysics of Sankhya philosophy, which is Prakriti and Gunas. Prakriti Prakriti is the ultimate cause of the world of objects. It discusses that everyone is able to experience pleasure, pain, and indifference. Let us see some of the examples of Prakriti. Take the cuckoo's singing. It may be pleasurable to an artist. It is painful to patient. It is indifferent to rustic. Other example is a rose would be taken. A rose would be delightful for youth, dejects the dying man, and indifferent to gardener. Prakriti is constituted by three gunas. They are sattvic or sattva, rajasic or rajas, tamasic or tamas. Here you can see the sattva, raja and tama, which indicates the color of sattva is white, the color of rajas is red, the color of tamas is black. These are the three gunas of human, which indicates sattva, raja and tama. You can differentiate the human having these three gunas. The third metaphysics of Sankhya philosophy is Purusha or the self. Purusha and Prakriti are interrelated and are ultimate realities of the world. The self encompasses the self-concept, self-esteem, social self and self-knowledge. Be yourself and love yourself. Let us see the fourth metaphysics of Sankhya philosophy. It is evolution of the world. Prakriti and Purusha both adds together to form Ahankara, ego. Ahankara and ego undergoes three gunas: Sattvika, Rajasa and Tamasa. Sattvika deals with 5 organs of perception, Jnanendriyas, and 5 organs of action, Karmendriyas. 5 organs of perception. Jnanendriyas are our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. 5 organs of action. Karmendriyas have mouth with the action of speech, hand with the action of prehension, feet with the action of movement, genitals with the action of reproduction and rectum with the action of excretion. Tamasa deals with 5 tanmantras. They are eyes having sight, ears having hearing, nose having smell, tongue having taste, skin having touch. Observe the doctrine of liberation of Sankhya philosophy. Generally, according to Sankhya, men are the victims of 3 kinds of pain. They are Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidayavika. The first kind of pain is Adhyatmika, which is the pain caused because of intra-organ causes like bodily disorder, headache, fear, anger and greed. The second pain is Adibhautika, which is the pain caused by extra-organic causes like snake bite, sting bite, etc. The third pain is Adidaivika, which is the pain caused due to supernatural aspects like ghosts and demons. It is possible to every self to liberate itself. This kind of liberation is known as Videha Mukti or Jivana Mukti. Videha Mukti, it is attained after the death of the body. That means liberated from the body. Jivana Mukti is the emancipation of the soul while living in this body. Further, we see the educational implications of Sankhya. Aims of Sankhya philosophy: to liberate the soul, to liberate the self, to train all the organs appropriately, to provide the true knowledge about the real self, to train the children with right proportion of gunas. Curriculum of Sankhya philosophy. It should include all the content regarding to the evolution of the world, the qualities of spirit and soul, the knowledge related to liberation. The methods of Sankhya philosophy. The skills required to acquire the self-knowledge through the 3 modes of pramanas of knowledge like perception, inference, shabda. Teacher. A teacher should play a crucial role in providing the guidance to acquire true knowledge and to discriminate between the real self and non-real self. Discipline. It suggests individual freedom through self-discipline. People should develop inner observation to liberate oneself. acquire the true knowledge to get Videha Mukti and Jivana Mukti.
Yes, we are going to discuss the second philosophy, which is Yoga philosophy. Maharshi Patanjali has been the propounder of Yoga philosophy. So, some people call the Yoga philosophy as Patanjali philosophy. A specialty of this philosophy is that unlike other philosophies, it is not only theoretical but also practical. Unlike other philosophies, the Yoga philosophy does not consider the body as insignificant, but it regards it as very useful. This philosophy believes that the mind can be pure only when the body is healthy. teacher should be a perfect ideal model whom a child can imitate and become the person with all perfection and can attain liberation. Fifth, discipline of yoga. Yoga suggests purely the self-discipline to attain true knowledge about the real self. We are going to discuss about the concept of Nyaya philosophy. So by this class, you are all going to learn what is Nyaya philosophy, what are the dimensions of Nyaya philosophy, what are the aspects of Nyaya philosophy, and what is the epistemology of Nyaya philosophy. Finally, what are the educational implications of Nyaya philosophy. First, let us define what is Nyaya philosophy. Gautama Akshapada was the first to systemize the Nyaya Sutras about the 2nd century BCE. Then, what is Nyaya? As Nyaya is derived from the Sanskrit word, it literally means justice, rules, method or judgment. Thus, Nyaya philosophy is the philosophy which deals with all these justice, rules, methods and judgments. The profound work done by Gautama is in the form of 521 Nyaya Sutras which were divided into 5 adhyayas, like 5 books. Each adhyaya consists of 2 sections which is also called ahnikas, like 2 chapters. Now, let us discuss what are the dimensions of Nyaya philosophy. The Nyaya philosophy can be understood comprehensively under 4 dimensions. What are the 4 dimensions, friends? They are the theory of knowledge, the theory of physical world, the theory of individual self and liberation, the theory of God. Next, let us discuss what are the aspects of Nyaya philosophy. This Nyaya philosophy can be an elaboration of 16 philosophical issues or aspects. They are Pramana, Prameya, Samsaya, Prayojana, Drishtanta, Siddhanta, Avayana, Tarka, Nirnaya, Vada, Jalpa, Vitanda, Hetva Bhasa, Chala, Jati, Nigrahasthana. These 16 are the philosophical issues of Nyaya philosophy. By this, we are going to discuss one by one in detail. The first aspect is Pramana. It is knowing things truly, which includes all the sources of knowledge. We have several sources of knowledge, right? Like common sense, intuition, beliefs, tradition, personal experience, authority, reason, logic, scientific methods, so on. So this Pramana deals with sources of knowledge. Second aspect is Prameya. It is an object of true knowledge. According to Nyaya philosophy, the objects of true knowledge are considered as totally 12 objects of true knowledge. Self, Atma, body, Sharira, senses, Indriya, sensible qualities, Artha, cognition, Buddhi or Gnana, and apprehension, Upalabdhi, mind, Manas, activity, Pravritti, which is vocal, mental and bodily activities. Mental defects, dosa, which may be raga, attachment, dvesha, hatred, moha, infatuation, rebirth, pratyabhava, pleasure and pain experiences, phala, suffering, dukkha, liberation from suffering. Liberation means freedom. Freedom from suffering is Apuvaga. Now again come with the major aspects of philosophy. Third aspect is Samsaya, doubt. It is a state of uncertainty. Prayojana, work to attain desirable or avoid undesirable. Drishtanta, undisputed fact or general fact. Siddhanta, doctrine, that means certain. Avayana, any of the 5 propositions of syllogism. Syllogism is a deductive argument. Tarka, it is a hypothetical argument. Nirnaya, certain knowledge through legitimate methods. Legitimate means conform to the rules or law. Vada, discussion with the help of pramanas and tarka. Pramana means knowledge. Vada, prativada, these are arriving at truth. Vitanda, the opponents do not establish themselves, instead refute others or exponent. Hetva basa, appears as a reason but in reality not a valid reason. Chala, kind of unfair reply to contradict a statement, means false to a statement. Jati, unfair reply based on false analogy. In other words, it is a futile argument. Nigrahasthana, it is misunderstanding about one's own or others' party statements. It means defeat in the debate. So by this we have discussed all the 16 philosophical aspects, right? Next, let us move on with epistemology of Nyaya philosophy. What is epistemology, friends? It is a philosophical study of the nature or origin of the theory of knowledge. Let's discuss the theory of reality of Nyayikas. Who are these Nyayikas? They are Nyaya scholars, the scholars of Nyaya philosophy. The theory of reality of Nyayikas is dependent on the theory of knowledge. The acceptable or approved sources of knowledge according to Nyaya system of philosophy are four. One is perception, pratyaksha. Second one is inference, anumana. Third one is comparison, upamana. Fourth one is testimony, shabda. Let's discuss one by one. First theory of knowledge is perception. It can be defined as a definite cognition which is produced by sense, through our senses, by object contact, and it is compulsory true. For example, I perceive an object or a thing. That means I see a fruit. My eye is in contact with that fruit and I am sure of that fruit is in before me. This is the case, an example which depicts definite cognition and it is a true perception. But in case of a distant object, it means the object which is at some meter distance, the perception is false and it is an indefinite cognition. See, this is another example of false perception. One person argues it as 6, one person argues it as 9. But correct statement is known when the truth is proved. Perception is again subdivided as ordinary, extraordinary, external and internal. Ordinary, laukika. It is a direct sense contact with the object through visual, lakshya, auditory, strautra, tactual, sparshana, gustatory, rasana, olfactory, granaja, mental, manasa. Along with them, savikalpa, determine explicit knowledge, nirvakalpa, indeterminate the primary perception, pratyabhijna, recognition of some object. The second category is extraordinary, alaukika, opposite to ordinary laukika, not direct through our senses. It is other to unusual medium, like samanya lakshana, perfection of universal nature of things. Example, perceiving manhood. Jnana lakshana, which is basically sense of touch qualities built perceived through sight. Ice looks cold, fire looks hot. Yogaja, perceived through supernatural way. Yoga abhyasa. And the second major categories are external. Bahya, which are through sensation, organs of smell, grana, organs of taste, rasana, organs of sight, kaksab, organs of touch, tvak, organs of hearing, strotra. Internal category comes under antendriya. It is not by material elements. Bhutas, through mind or manas, perceives the quality of soul like desire, ichha, aversion, dvesha, willing, pratna, pleasure, sukha. The second source of Nyaya philosophy is inference, anumana. Anumana is composed of two words, anu and mana. Anu means after, mana means knowledge. A cognition or knowledge is literally anumana, which follows some other knowledge. For example, the hill is fiery because it smokes. And whenever it smokes, it is fiery. Here we start with the perception of smoke in the hill to the knowledge of existence of fire in the hill, and that is based on our previous knowledge. Thus, from this example, it can be understood that inference is a process of reasoning in which we pass from apprehension of some mark. Apprehension means understanding. So we pass from understanding of some mark, which is called linga, to that of something else by establishing a concomitant relation between the two, between the fire and smoke. We build a concomitant relation. Concomitant means associated or accompanied relation. It is called vyapti. From this inference, according to Dr. B.N. Seal, he stated this as anumana. Inference is the process of ascertaining not by perception or by direct observation, but through instrumentality or medium of mark, linga, that a thing possesses a certain character. The process of ascertaining means the process of making sure of, not by perception it means, not through direct observation, but through other medium, instrumentality. From the first example, we have arrived at the inference, fire, which we have not perceived. That means an invariable relation between smoke and fire. From this example, we can categorize it as subject and object. Subject is hill, paksa, which is a minor term. Object is fire, sadhya, and major term smoke, linga, which is a middle term. The third source of Nyaya philosophy is upamana or comparison. According to Nyayikas, this is not accepted by other system of Eastern philosophies as a separate valid source of knowledge. Upamana is nothing but acquiring knowledge about something by comparing it with the similarities of the other familiar things. For example, a child or a man recognizes Gavaya as similar to cow and remembers the description by acquiring knowledge that the Gavaya is an animal resembling the cow. Usually, it is a wild animal. Its habitat is forest, but both looks similar. Another example we can say in day-to-day life is crow and quail. Both are similar, but their characters are different. The fourth source of knowledge is Shabda, testimony. According to Nyayikas, Shabda is the statements or sentences which comes from a trustworthy person, authoritative texts or sources. Shabda could be perceptible, drastanta, where evidence is given about the knowledge of a person, saints or scriptures. Shabda could be imperceptible, adrastanta, supersensible realities given by scientists or saints' preachings. Example, atoms, ether, electrons, vitamins, etc. Shabda could be laukika, which is not acceptable by Sankhya philosophy as pramana. It is a secular and not all valid. It is the testimony of the human beings may be true or false. Shabda could be Vaidika. This pramana, it means this source of knowledge, is not accepted by both Sankhya philosophy and Yoga philosophy. It is scriptural and it is perfect and infallible. We usually know that group of alphabet forms a word. Group of words together form a statement or sentences. According to Nyayikas, a sentence should have a logical structure and should consist of words which convey some meaning. According to them, an intelligible sentence consists of 4 conditions. They are Akansha, Yogyata, Sannidhi, Tatparya. Akansha is expectancy, the quality of words and interdependency of words which convey a complete meaning. Yogyata, it is a mutual fitness of the words. Sannidhi, it is asakti, the proximity between the words of a sentence. Tatparya, the meaning conveyed by a sentence. All these characters build up a good sentence. Finally, let us conclude this video with educational implications of Nyaya philosophy. Nyaya philosophy is basically a system of philosophy which laid more focus on the acquisition of knowledge through different sources or pramanas. It is a major contribution to the knowledge acquisition process in this Nyaya philosophy. The very insights for the education could be: number 1. Aim: to provide the logical thinking skills, rigorous criticism. Rigorous means a careful criticism. Science of reasoning, science of critical study. To provide, more importantly, the liberation as the ultimate aim. It means freedom. To give freedom is the ultimate aim of this Nyaya philosophy. Absolute cessation of pain and suffering. Cessation means to stop. To stop of this pain and suffering. Acquire the knowledge of reality, that means self, to solve the problems of life, logic and epistemology. The second educational aim of Nyaya philosophy is curriculum. It can be understood from 4 basic concepts of philosophy. The emphasis laid on learning about various sources of knowledge are: physical world, which is through scientific approach about the individual self; process of liberation, process of giving freedom; testimony of Vedas. Testimony is the formal written of Vedas. Theology related to the existence of God. The third educational implication of Nyaya philosophy are methods. According to Nyayikas, the philosophy explicitly focus on the following obtaining knowledge: perception, inference, upamana, shabda, recitation, lecture, logical, analytical, meditation. Finally, the fourth educational implication of Nyaya philosophy is discipline. Self-discipline, freedom, spirituality and liberation through freedom of self-teacher should provide all the necessary language to develop logical thinking and rigorous criticism.
We are going to discuss about the concept of Vedanta philosophy. In this video, we are going to cover what is Vedanta philosophy, what are the 4 chapters of Brahma Sutras, what are the schools of Vedanta, what are Vedas, what are Vedangas, what are Upanishads, what is the relationship between Vedanta and education. Come on, let's discuss all these concepts briefly. Let's see the introduction of Vedanta philosophy. Literally, the word Vedanta means the end of Vedas. In other words, Vedanta may be considered as Upanishads. Upanishads are the last literary products of Vedic period. The literature of this period, it means Vedic period, can be categorized into three types. What are the three types, friends? They are Vedic hymns, mantras, which we call it as in Telugu Shlokalu. These Vedic hymns are compiled in different samhitas, which are Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. The second type is Brahmanas. In Telugu, we call them as Brahmanulu. They are the treatises that guide the Vedic rituals. Treatises which call it as Granthalu. And the third type is Upanishads. These Upanishads discuss the philosophical problems like what is Brahma? What is Atma? By which one attains immorality? Basically, the response to all these questions is that the ultimate reality is Brahma, God. The ultimate reality is self, Atma. The ultimate reality is Sat, which means truth. See, all these types that we discussed above, Vedic hymns, Brahmanas, Upanishads, these are all revealed texts called Shrutis. Next, let's discuss what are Brahma Sutras. Badarayana wrote 550 sutras into 4 chapters. These sutras are very brief in 2 to 3 words. Come on, let's see what are those sutras in 2-3 words. The 4 chapters of Brahma Sutras are Chapter 1, which is Samanvaya. Chapter 2, which is Avirodha. Chapter 3, which is Sadhana. Chapter 4, which is Phala. What is Samanvaya? Samanvaya of the Upanishadic teachings deals with the theory of Brahma as supreme reality, its relation with the world and to the individual soul. What is Avirodha? It is the non-contradiction in relation to established theories and logical rules, which is the objection against chapter 1, which deals with the dependence of the world on God. What is sadhana? It means it is realization. It deals with the ways and means of attaining knowledge of Brahma on account of rebirth. Then what is phala? Phala is the fruit achieved. The power of creating, governing and dissolving the universe further belongs to God alone. Next, let's discuss what are Vedantic schools. Based on Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, various schools of Vedanta have been developed. The authors of each school wrote the commentaries and have become the founders of these schools. See, some of the popular schools are Shankaras, Madhavas, Ramanujas, Nimbarka, Vallabhacharya. These are all popular schools of our Vedic period. Shankara's school deals with the Advaita, monism. Madhava's school deals with Dvaita, dualism. Ramanuja's school deals with Visishtadvaita, which is qualified dualism. Nimbarka's school deals with Dvaita. Vallabhacharya's school deals with Shuddhadvaita. And also friends, many more such schools existed on the basis of one question. What is that question? What is the nature of the relation between self, Jiva, and God, Brahma? The answer to that question is, according to Madhava, two are different. It means self and God are different. It means dualism. It is Dvaita. According to Shankara, two are identical. It means self and God are identical. It is Advaita, monism. According to Ramanuja, two are related like whole and part. It means two are self and God are related like whole and part. It is Visishta, Advaita, qualified monism. Next, let's discuss what are Vedas. The first important Veda is Rig Veda. According to Indo-Aryan's work, the hymns are addressed to domestic gods. In Sanskrit term, we call it as Diyatana. The hymns are addressed to aerial gods. In Sanskrit term, we call it as Antariksha Sthana. This Rigveda emphasizes that there is only one God and one reality. In Sanskrit term, we tell it as Ekam Sat. Ekam means one, Sat means true. Only one true, who is none other than God. It also has the verses in praise of different deities which are Agni, Mitra, Varuna, Indra and so on. In Telugu we call these deities as Devatalu. The other Vedas are Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. What is Yajurveda, friends? Means black, which contains prose and verse. In Telugu we call prose as Gadya and verse as Padya. What is Samaveda, friends? It is called as Vedic Traya. What is Atharva Veda, friends? Which was a later edition and is considered a part of first three. The first three Vedas are considered as a bird with one wing, whereas Atharva Veda is a bird with two wings. Individually, friends, Rigveda, Yajurveda and Samaveda is like a bird with only one wing. Usually, friends, a bird with one wing can't fly freely in air, whereas a bird with two wings, it means Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. Completely. Four Vedas together forms a bird with two wings which can fly freely in air. Over a period of time, many hymns were added and the most worthy of the hymns were contributions of 6 seers. Who are the seers? They are sages. Gautama, Vishwamitra, Atri, Vamadeva, Bharadwaja, Vasistha. These are 6 seers which added many hymns. It is said that the other 3 Vedas are the outcomes of Rig Veda. Vyasa is known as the arranger of 4 Vedas. That means Vyasa is the person who formed these 4 Vedas. Vyasa is called as Krishna Dvaipayana, also known as Badarayana. Many sages attributed to Vyasa the treatises like Mahabharata, Uttaramimamsa, Brahma Sutras and 18 Puranas. In Rigveda we have 10 Upanishads. In Yajurveda we have 32 Upanishads in Krishna and 19 Upanishads in Sukla. In Samaveda we have 16 Upanishads. Next, let's discuss what are Vedangas. To pronounce Vedangas, we use and interpret Vedas. The 6 limbs Vedangas were formed. They are Siksha, Chanda, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Kalpa. These are 6 limbs of Vedangas. Siksha deals with science of speaking and pronunciation. Chanda deals with meter. Vyakarana deals with grammar. Nirukta deals with etymological meaning, explanation of different words. Kalpa deals with rules for sacrificial acts. There are 4 Upavedas which are associated with 4 Vedas. What are they? Atharva Veda, Rigveda, Samaveda is associated with Upavedas like Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, Sthapatya Veda. Ayurveda deals with the science of life. Dhanurveda deals with the science of war. Gandharva Veda deals with the science of music, dance and drama. Sthapatya Veda deals with the science of mechanism and architecture. Next, what are Upanishads, friends? Come on, let's see. Upanishads were also considered as Aranyakas or forest treatises to guide men who retire into forest and try to understand the reality of life. Literally, Upanishad means that which destroys ignorance and brings near to God. Also, it means bringing near to teacher. See friends, teacher is the visual form of God. So, Upanishad is bringing near to God, indirectly bringing near to teacher. Upanishads are regarded as inner or secret meanings of Vedas. Rahasya. Upanishads were many and originated from various Vedic schools at different times and places. From the reliable sources, the number are considered as 108, out of which 12 had special importance. Upanishads are the Jnanakanda of Vedas which deals with Jnana and Vijnana. Upanishads are the breath of the eternal. See friends, out of 108 Upanishads, 12 are the special important Upanishads which are shown below. Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Kaivalya, Aitareya, Taittiriya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka, Shvetashvatara. Now we are going to discuss them one by one. First, Isha Upanishad. The Isha Upanishad is one of the shortest Upanishads embedded as the final chapter. Chapters in Sanskrit we call them as Adhyaya of the Shukla Yajurveda. The word Isha literally means ruler, master, lord. It is a primary and principal Upanishad and is also known as two recitations called Kanva and Madhyandina. Versions with 18 verses refer to Kanva while those with 17 verses refer to Madhyandina. In this table you can find the Kanva with 18 verses and Madhyandina with 17 verses. The Upanishad is a brief poem consisting of 17 or 18 verses depending on the recension. What does recension mean? It is a revised edition of text. Second Upanishad, Kena. Kena literally means depending on the object-subject context. By what, by whom, when, how, why, from what cause. The root of Kena in the sense of by whom or from what cause. The Kena Upanishad belongs to Talavakara Brahmana of Samaveda, giving the etymological roots of an alternate name of Talavakara Upanishad for it in ancient and medieval era Indian texts. Third, Katha Upanishad. Katha literally means distress. The Katha Upanishad consists of two chapters, two adhyayas. Each are divided into three sections. Sections Sanskrit Vallis. The first adhyaya is considered to be of older origin than the second. The Upanishad is the legendary story of a little boy who named as Nachiketa, the son of sage Vajasravasa, who meets Yama, the Hindu deity of death. Their conversations evolves to a discussion of the nature of man, knowledge, Atma and Moksha. See, this Upanishad completely deals with the story of a little boy it seems. Who is that little boy? He is Nachiketa. He is the son of sage Vajasravasa. Fourth Upanishad, Prashna. Prashna literally means in modern usage question, query, inquiry. The Prashna Upanishad contains 6 Prashna, 6 questions, and each is a chapter with a discussion of answers. The chapters end with the phrase Prashna Prativakanam, which literally means thus ends the answer to the question. Fifth Upanishad, Mundaka. Mundaka literally means shaved, as in shaved head, shorn, lopped, trunked of a tree. The Mundaka Upanishad consists of 3 Mundakams, it means parts, each consists 2 sections. The first Mundakam, the first section states Royer, which defines the science of higher knowledge and lower knowledge. The second Mundakam, second part describes the nature of Brahma, the self and the relation between the empirical world and Brahma, and also the path to know Brahma. Sixth Upanishad is Mandukya. The root of Mandukya is sometimes considered as Manduka, which literally has several meanings. It means frog, or a particular breed of horse, or the sole of horse's hoof, or spiritual distress. It is in prose, consists of 12 terse verses and is associated with Rig-Vedic schools of scholars. It discusses the syllable Om, presents the theory of 4 states of consciousness and asserts that Om is Brahma, which is the whole, and that Brahma is the self, Atma. Seventh Upanishad is Kaivalya. The Sanskrit word Kaivalya means aloneness or isolation and refers to someone who has renounced and isolated himself from all attachments to the worldly desires. I think COVID can be mentioned as isolation, which is an example of Kaivalya. The Upanishad is notable for presenting Shaivism in Vedanta, discussing Atma, self and its relation to Brahma and self-knowledge as the path to Kaivalya. Kaivalya is literally a liberation. Eighth Upanishad is Aitareya. Aitareya Upanishad is a Mukhya Upanishad associated with the Rig Veda. It is mixed of 4th, 5th and 6th chapters of the second book of Aitareya Aranyaka, which is one of the 4 layers of Rigvedic text. Aitareya Upanishad discusses 3 philosophical themes. The first theme deals with the world and man is the creation of Atma. The second theme deals with the theory of Atma, which undergoes threefold birth. The third theme deals with the consciousness is the essence of Atma. Ninth Upanishad is Taittiriya. Taittiriya is a Sanskrit word that means from Taittiri. The root of this name has been interpreted into two ways. From Vedic sage Taittiri, who was the student of Yaska, or alternatively it is a collection of verses from mythical students who became patriarchs, birds, in order to gain knowledge. The Taittiriya Upanishad is associated with the Taittiriya school of Yajurveda, attributed to the pupils of sage Vaishampayana. The Taittiriya Upanishad is the 7th, 8th and 9th chapters of Taittiriya Aranyaka, which are also called respectively Sikshavalli, the Anandavalli, the Bhruguvalli. These are all chapters of Taittiriya Aranyaka. 10th Upanishad is Chandogya. The name of this Upanishad is derived from the word Chanda or Chandas, which means poetic meter, prosody. See, in Telugu we have Chandasu, right? The name implies that the nature of the text relates to the patterns of structure, stress, rhythm and intonation in language, songs and chants. It is one of the largest Upanishadic compilations and has 8 Prapatakas, literally lectures, chapters, each with many volumes, and each volume contains many verses. The volumes are a motley collection of stories and themes. The 11th Upanishad is Brihadaranyaka. This is estimated to have been composed about 7th to 6th century BCE, excluding some parts estimated to have been composed after Chandogya Upanishad. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is a treatise on Atma, which includes passages on metaphysics, ethics and earning for knowledge that influenced various Indian religions, ancient and medieval scholars, and attracted secondary works such as those by Adi Shankara and Madhavacharya. The 12th and final Upanishads out of 108 Upanishads are Shvetashvatara Upanishad. The name Shvetashvatara has the compound Sanskrit root Shvetashva, which literally means white horse and drawn by white steeds. Shvetashvatara is a Bahurihis compound Svetashva and Tara, where Tara means crossing or carrying beyond. The word Shvetashvatara translates to the one carrying beyond on white horse, or simply white mule that carries. The Upanishad is one of the 33 Upanishads from Taittiriya's and associated with Shvetashvatara tradition within Karaka's Shaka of Yajurveda. Basically friends, human self-experiences are in 3 states. They are walking, dreaming and sleeping. And karma could be of 3 types: Prarabdha karma, Sanchita karma, Sanchiyamana. Prarabdha karma leaves the karma gathered from the past lives. Sanchita karma, those that still die accumulated. Sanchiyamana, which have been gathered in this life. Finally friends, let's move out with the discussion of relationship between Vedanta and education. Aims. The major aims are achieving knowledge about the Brahma, the supreme or ultimate reality. The aim is to develop character and personality. The aim is to bring all-round development of an individual. The aim is to bring in spiritual enlightenment, Gnanodayam Kalkinchana, to acquaint with the culture and tradition and values, to understand the real self, and to liberate the self from bondage. Liberate means Vimukti. Bhanisatvam nundi స్వయంగా విముక్తి కలిగించడం. Number 2, curriculum. Here the students are taught both kinds of knowledge. Here means in Vedic philosophy. What kinds of knowledge friends? It is Paravidya and Aparavidya. Paravidya deals with the relation between God and self. Aparavidya deals with the scriptures like Vedas, Vedangas, rituals, astronomy, Itihasas, Puranas, ethics, military science and so on. Number 3, methods. Discussions is the popular method during Vedantic period. Some of the deserts like Gargi, Maitri, Yajnavalkya, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, intuition or revelation. Revelation means a surprising and previously unknown fact. Number 4, teacher. Listen carefully friends. It is all about us.
You're all teachers now, so listen it. Guru is the supreme and he used to provide all the knowledge. Teacher is who used to be Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Parabrahma, mother, father and everything for the child. He is everything for the child, friends. He always encourages the child to attain the knowledge. Teacher is an ideal model before the child. Teacher is the person who trains with absolute self-discipline. Hey friends, these words are not just enough sufficient to define a teacher. A teacher is infinite. Number 5. Disciple. Student is expected to abide by brahmacharya. Abide means to get restricted. He used to go for alms and provide sacred fire. Go for alms means going to beg. Student used to go for beg and provide sacred fire. Student used to serve the Guru in all his household works like a family member. He is the devotion to Guru. Student used to go to study only after the work. Student has to serve the Guru by Manasa, Vacha and Karmana. Manasa is through heart. Vacha is through talk. Karmana is through action. Student used to develop self-restraint. It means self-control. Self-denying. It means self-rejecting. Patient, tolerant, self-discipline. Through rigorous discipline. Strict discipline. See, you can observe how student is too great to serve the teacher. Number 6. Evaluation. Evaluation also teaches to the modern world the following. Purushartha, Loka Sangraha, peace, suffering, desire, yoga, faith, food, common teachings of all faith, pravritti, nivritti, practice or abhyasa, dharma, adharma.
Click the bell icon to get latest notifications.
Don't forget to like, share and comment. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos and stay tuned to our Innovate Teaching channel.